Moving on, Ravens at Bengals. This is an interesting one. We've got Lamar Jackson, 14th best matchup. Joe Burrow, 15th best. Not a great matchup either way. Lamar Jackson, it doesn't matter. I have him as QB1 on the week. Joe Burrow, I have the highest he's been in a while, QB10. I actually have a league, and I only look at it because Baker's my 9 and Burrow's my 10. I have a league, my family league, where I have to decide. Right now, I have Burrow as my starter. Can I play Baker over Burrow this week? Burrow gets the Falcons tonight. Baker or Burrow?
No, that's Baker gets the Falcons.
Yeah, Baker's tonight. I still have Burrow above him. Burrow and that offense are looking a lot better than they started out. Like the offense they're going to need to like keep up with Lamar in this offense in this game. So I get it. The strength of the Ravens defense isn't really in the pass protection of that things. I know it's more up front how they word that. So we'll see how this goes for them. But yeah, Burrow's my quarterback 8. Lamar is my quarterback.
So Burrow over Baker was your answer?
For me, it is, but they're close. Like there's not much difference between
them. Jesse, I have to stop you from fading Baker. We did this last week. Baker is the QB2 in week 1. He was the QB5 in week 2. In week 3, he was the QB27. They faced Denver. We know what Denver does with Patrick Surtain, and they look good all around there. And then week 4, he was the QB3. Baker Mayfield is legit. This offense is for real. They clearly don't need a running game, even though they choose to utilize it. Baker is my QB7 this week. I'm not fading him. Atlanta doesn't scare me one bit. Burrow, I have at 11. Lamar, number 2.
I have him at QB10. It's just kind of is what it is.
One of you says Baker, one of you says Burrow. Helpful as always, gentlemen. Running back. The Ravens, 12th best matchup. The Bengals, 3rd worst matchup. Derrick Henry is surely my highest ranked here. Then I think I have Zach Moss and Chase Brown both in the RB3 flex range, and Justice Hill is a desperation option. I guess he seems to have more value in the games where the Ravens lead. I think they're going to lead here. Derrick Henry, I can't talk. Derrick Henry is my RB1 on the week, and he is going to crush. After Henry, what do you guys got? I have Zach Moss at 21, and then Chase Brown at 29. How do you guys have this? Justice Hill at 32, if it helps.
Yeah, Moss and Brown, 24, 28. Justice Hill at 38. He might come up a little bit. Derrick Henry at 4. So in lockstep, I think there's a couple of guys this week who have better matchups, but Derrick Henry's going to crush you. He's locked in your lineups every week. Even in a matchup where you assume that it's a down game, if they get going early and Henry rips 1 or 2 big runs off and they score, it all of a sudden becomes a Derrick Henry game. So you just can't sit him ever.
Yeah, he's my running back 1. I'm all about the Derrick Henry trade. Like, this matchup is so juicy. The interesting thing for the Bengals is last week against the Panthers, they don't blitz a lot and they don't generate a lot of pressures. And this allows Chase Brown to play because in pass pro situations, it's 28 snaps for Zach Moss to 2 for Chase Brown. They don't trust him in pass protection at all still. And I think this game, they're going to be in a lot of pass protection because they're going to be trailing and they're going to need that situation. So I think they tested it out against the Panthers because anybody can run against the Panthers. I'm curious to see if that usage sticks in this game. I expect Zach Moss to still be the lead back, but Brown can get a little bit more. So Moss is my running back 22. Brown's my RB 31. I'm fine with like flexing both of those guys. To tell you the truth.
Have you seen Zach Moss in pass pro?
It's a hell of a lot better than Chase Brown.
The Ravens defense absolutely destroyed Buffalo last week. They had a great plan. The Buffalo offense to that point had been looking awesome. Kyle Van Noy has come out of nowhere and just revitalized his pass rush for whatever reason. And we know that the Cincinnati Bengals have struggled in pass protection a bit. So just beware of that. If Baltimore can continue their pass rush and get to Burrow early, it could be tough sledding for Burrow and these guys.
Wide receivers, 9th best matchup for the Bengals, 20th best for the Ravens. Jamar Chase is a top 5 for me. I have him at 3. Then it gets a little dicey. I have Zay at 20, T at 27, and I'm not considering anyone else outside of desperation. I assume you guys are all firing up Chase. The question here is Flowers, Higgins. I have Flowers slightly over Higgins, but how do you guys feel?
Yeah, I'm fading Jamar slightly. He's wide receiver 7. You play him. Flowers Higgins is an interesting conversation. Higgins at 26, Flowers at 23. So they're right there. You flex them.
Yeah, it's Zay's usage has not like crept up to where we want it to be, but it's more just how this Baltimore offense, like they run their offense through Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Like that's their offense. Yeah. Zay is more similar to like we're seeing with Buffalo with Dalton Kincaid. He's not the focal point of the offense. Zay Flowers is being used, but it's a lot of stuff that we're waiting to see. I have T. Higgins a few spots above him. He looks good last week and looks like he's finally healthy. So like we can actually maybe count on him for once in a lifetime. Jamari's my wide receiver 4. He's just really, really good. T. Higgins, wide receiver 23. Like I'm firing both those guys up if I have them, and I'll play Zay Flowers. Like he's really the only pass catcher on this offense you can trust. So like I'll play him, but yeah, I'm not as high on him.
Zay Flowers and fucking negative A dot. So go ahead.
I would just say Yoshibash could be sneaky if the Ravens decide to do some interesting coverage packages and use Kyle Hamilton to, they're probably not afraid of the tight ends. We'll talk about them in a second, but Yoshibash could be a sneaky play in the flex if you need him.
Yeah, my ex-wife was sneaky too. Doesn't mean I want to target her. I'm out on Yoshibash.
All
right, we'll end this one with tight ends. Second best matchup for Eric All or Mike Gesicki or your Bengals tight end of choice. 26th best matchup for Isaiah Likely, who I have listed as the starter now, over Mark Andrews. This is fucking ugly. I have Likely at 11, Andrews at 12, Gesicki at 19. I have Eric All right now ranked much lower, but he's going to be moving up. I know he's only getting 4 targets a game, but that's like the 4th most targets of any tight end in the NFL because fuck tight end. But what do you guys think about the 4 disastrous tight ends in this game?
Yeah, he's only getting 4 targets a game, but he's catching every single one of them, and he's getting 4 targets every game. So if he finds his way into the end zone, he's automatically vaulted from where he is right now, which is the tight end 23. That's full PPR, I think. To now, he becomes a top 12 tight end. So I'm firing up Eric All. Gesicki could do that as well, but who knows?
Could you imagine if Wan'Dale Robinson had Joe Burrow as his quarterback and when he had these 12 target games, he was actually catching 10 to 12 of them instead of 3? The fucking Daniel Jones sucks. That's how bad he is, that in a game between Baltimore and Cincy, we got to Daniel Jones sucks. Jesse, what do you feel about the tight ends in this one?
I would much rather play a Bengals tight end than a Ravens tight end. Like, I'm just not doing a Ravens tight end. They don't run routes. They're not used. I get it. We've seen that week 1 Isaiah Likely. Since then, it's been a disaster. Mark Andrews is not doing nothing. So I'm just benching all Ravens tight ends until I see further. This game gives them the opportunity to, but like, I still don't know. Like, I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know how the routes are going to split up. I just don't want to do it. So personally, I'm just fading them. Likely is my tight end 20 just based on like what he can do. Mark Andrews is like tight end 28. Like, I'm just not doing the Andrews experience. Eric All is the most interesting by far to me. Unlimited usage, he's been really good. He's first in tight ends per route run, like targets per route run, first in first down rate per route run, and he's had over a 2 like yards per route run. He's been really good. You just need to see him that usage tick up. So I'll take a shot with Eric All. I think there is potential for it to increase as the season goes on, and he could be a valuable tight end for you because, man, we desperately need them.
Oh, yeah.
This game is just going to be all Derrick Henry, I think. Yep. And what did Mark Andrews play last week? Was it 35% of snaps or something? I'm trying to look it up here.
9 of 20 routes last week. Just a disaster.
Yeah.
1 target.
And dropped a wide open ball. Could have had 25 yards. Easy.
It's so bad.
33% snap share in week 3, 46 in week 4. Wow. Never thought I'd see that, but it is what it is.